Hello and welcome to this drink review of a drink called, I think it's INZYM pre-workout shot. And I'll be taking half of it because I've already taken the other half, I think 2 days ago. I put it in like a pear drink that I did because I wanted some caffeine. Because this is, I think, 200 milligrams for the whole bottle. And then if you use half a bottle, I think it's 100. I think. Yes, 30 milliliters. So what it says on the back is for half of it. This is supposed to be 2 portions. Like people would take... Obviously it's supposed to be 1 portion, but I think it's probably safer to say on the bottle, no, it's 2. Because of the high caffeine. So that's how it looks. Yeah, did I say it's supposed to be pineapple? It's pineapple flavor. And I will say, this to me smells so much like that monster, like mango chili or whatever it was. No, it wasn't a monster, was it? I had an energy drink that was a mango chili thing. This smells like that. Yeah. You want to dilute this. Oh, man. Okay, there it is. I mean, it's a shot, right? Yeah. Well, I would not use it as a shot. Yeah, I would use it like I did the first time. Add it to something else. If you want to add like a hint of something in the background and caffeine. Yeah. So, I mean, it tastes awful, but I mean, it is a shot, right? They're supposed to taste like shit. So, yeah. And I just wanted some caffeine. Because I plan on doing some first looks right now. Yeah, I woke up, it's in the middle of the night. Yesterday, I barely ate anything. I have not had like a big appetite the last couple of days. Which is probably good because I mean, there is a lot of food here that the body can use. You know, there's a lot of stored energy that my body probably should use up. So I've basically been doing unintentional OMAD, like 1 meal a day, like unintentionally. So I'll probably keep it up. Well, I was gonna say that, but that's not entirely right because I've had the occasional fruit. I've been eating like 2 portions of fruit a day, along with like 1 meal. So that's not entirely true. Like yesterday, I had 2 apricots and 1 mandarin, maybe some type of citrus fruit. I'm not entirely sure what. Let's see. Let's do some comments. And very fun now is that YouTube now allows me to put on a filter that makes it so that I can see comments that I've responded to and that are new. Kind of like how I wanted. You have to go out of your way to do it now, but they've re-added it, so I don't know what YouTube is doing with the comments, like for creators to see their comments. So let's see. I'll start from the top. Duplin. Nice foot. The DS is a great console. It was. And when I think of the DS, I think of like the whole, like from the DS all the way to the 3DS, right? And it was a great console with good games. I quite liked the gimmick that the DS had with the 2 screens. and the stylus. I do prefer where it was kind of like you didn't have to use the stylus with some games. But I mean, I say that, to be fair, I mostly just played Pokemon games. Yeah, on my 3DS. And on my DS. Let's see. And also, yeah, like, I mostly just played turn-based games. And I was thinking, like, well, I did also play Advance Wars. God, is that Advance Wars game? That is what there's. Yeah, the Advance Wars series. What happened to that series? I do think there was like a remaster or something came out not that long ago. That to me looked like absolute dog shit. I hated the art style, so I never really looked into the remaster, remake, or whatever. I hated the art style. That is a series of games where I'm kind of like, I liked all of the ones that I played, like Advance Wars, Dual Strike, Advance Wars 2, Black's Rising, something, and then there was the one that came out after that was with the flowers. There's like one cutscene in that game that sticks out to me where you find like a girl who's having like flowers grown out of her body. What was that game called? Advanced War Game Series. Days of Ruin. Okay, so I've actually played almost all of them except for Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, which is obviously the reboots that came out in 2023. Advanced Wars 2 Black Hole Rising, Advanced Wars Dual Strike, and then Days of Ruin. And I like all of them. I mean, Dual Strike and Ruin for the DS, the Advanced Wars and Black Hole Rising for Game Boy Advance. Even though I'm pretty sure I've played... I probably played those on my original DS. Yeah, the DS with where you could put in Game Boy Advance games. Because I'm thinking about it, I don't remember playing those on my SP. I never had a Game Boy Advance. I had a Game Boy Advance SP. But yeah. Okay, let's see. The game Advance Wars Reboot. If I just search for that, let's see, how does it look? Does it look as terrible as I remember? Yeah, oh man, I hate how it looks. It kind of went into more of that 3D model look with... I mean, to be fair, I will say Advance Wars Days of Ruin also had a different art style to it. But I like kind of like how they went with that art style. They went the opposite direction of Days of Ruin. I assume Days of Ruin probably didn't do very well because, well, they never released a game after that one. I liked it, but it was a completely different atmosphere to the game. From being a little bit of like comedic fun to a bit more serious. Like I said, if I search Advanced Wars, Days of Ruin, and then Flower, if I find a picture, I'll edit it in. Let's see. And I do think Days of... Oh yeah, it wasn't called Days of Ruin for me. It was called Dark Conflict, I think. Yeah, this is a game that had two names. Because when I searched that, I see kind of like where it says a Dark Conflict, like the box, and I'm pretty sure that is the one that I had. Was it called Dark Conflict in Europe, maybe? Let's see. Advance Wars series. Advance Wars Days of Ruin. Yeah, dark conflict in Europe and Australia. I wonder why. Why was it changed to dark conflict? Does it says dark conflict is identical to the North American release. Several minor details distinguish each version, such as differences in the name of the factions, characters, chapter names, and units. Oh, and dialogue changes. This is due to Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Europe receiving Japanese copies of the game to translate independently. Ah, okay. So that's just that they translated those independently from each other. So Nintendo of Europe didn't use the Nintendo of America translation, which might mean that the Nintendo of Europe translation might actually be better than the Nintendo of America by one, but who knows? It doesn't say what type of changes. Okay, and that's something I might actually look into. I can't find the picture that I'm looking for. I mean, I just searched Advanced Wars Ruined Flower. If I search characters, it is one of the main characters that you find. Yeah, it's the girl with the blue hair, I'm pretty sure. I do think this game was more difficult than the others. I mean, Dual Strike was the easiest one that I remember because, well, you can make some insane combos with their specials. And I really liked the Soviet faction. Is the one that I remember liking playing as the most. Especially the guy who had he had cheaper units. I think they were 20% cheaper, but they were also I think 15% weaker or something. That guy was my favorite character to play as. Because it was all about the money for him. You know, the more money you have when you use a special, your things got a boost, and they would absolutely demolish. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have good Advanced Force memories in my mind right now. So I might actually play a game that I bought, Jesus Christ, I don't know how long ago. Let's see if I can. It was Wargroove, and I bought it because it was kind of an Advanced Wars inspired game. So, but in a fantasy, fun little setting. So I might actually play that one. It does have, and I wonder how this works, Double Trouble, which is an online where you play with a friend. But yeah. Oh, apparently Wargroove 2 is coming out. Or is it already out? Well, I'm not gonna buy it, obviously, depending on, I mean, if I play Wargroove 1 and I like it, I might play, I'll probably play number 2 as well, because that Advance War itch, I've never found a game that kind of scratches that. But to be fair, I haven't really. I think it's a very niche genre, the Advanced Wars gameplay thing. Let's see, public. Wargroove 2 is out. It came out in 2023, pretty much around the time that the reboot came out. Alright. Well, judging by the top, what's called, reviews of number 2, it seems like there's a lot of story. The previous game focused more on gameplay than story, but number 2 is more on the story rather than the gameplay. Like, there's a novel in between everything, which does not bode well, to be fair. I mean, if you can skip it, that's good. Because like I said, I don't really care that much. Even though I did pay attention to the story in the Advanced Wars games, but that's because they're super simple, right? It doesn't really get in the way of the gameplay itself, I would say. And I actually enjoyed the Dark Conflict one, even though I don't remember it right now. I mean, like I said, it was probably like 2010, so 15 years ago. I mean, I do remember it being like very early on when I started getting sick. So, yeah. Anyways, 2010 to 2012, somewhere around there. Anyways, thank you for watching and goodbye.